All right, guys. I don't know what the sun getting in your eyes there or not. I'm just getting started. Coming ahead too fast on from the boat ramp. No Mercury's running back here if you can hear it. That old 4-stroke's quiet in it. We're gonna go out this evening. This is August, late August, almost the end of August. And we're gonna do something you probably gonna say, no, you're not. We're gonna see if we can find some crappie. That's right, crappie. We're on Kerr Lake, Bugs Island to the locals. Kerr Lake, Virginia. I'm on the Virginia side. So, hey, the boat's started. Waiting on you. Let's go. Get on board. We're going crappie fishing this evening. All right, guys, that was back-to-back cast from the other one. Now, here's what I done. This is what I wanted to do the video about. This is a 2-inch Keitech minnow. It's a little swim bait. I'm using swim baits for crappie. Now I'm gonna let the camera roll right here for a minute. Like I say, it's hard to, it makes tough editing for my son does most editing. And now I'm letting it fall. It makes a lot of work for him. Nobody likes the 2-part video, so you gotta try to not get too much content. I'm letting it fall. As you can see, I'm not reeling. I'm just letting it fall on down through. I'm in 14 foot of water with the boat setting. Some gar back here playing around. And I'm every once in a while I'm just reeling it a little bit like that, letting it fall. There's a bump right there. Oops. One had followed me way out, guys. You can see I wasn't that deep. This is he pulled me down. I don't like to glue these Keitechs if I don't have to, because you know they got squid in them, so they have a smell like pirate bait. And I'll go over that in the closing remarks, guys. That you put the glue on, you got that glue smell. These already have an odor that crappie like. They got that squid smell. Y'all that have used Keitechs, I know any guy here bass fishing that's watching this knows what Keitechs are. Oops. There's the top of the, there's the, some of the hut I got into it there. There you go. There you go. Live action. Like Turtle Man. Y'all remember old Turtle Man? I could have live action. Now, he's a little fella. We got to get him a little bigger if we can. He ain't 5 inches probably at the most. I think this camera makes him look a lot smaller. He's a crappie, but that's about it, isn't it? We can call it cast on this little Keitech. Again, it's the odor too. You got a little bait that swims like a little minnow. It looks like a little minnow. This color is called shad. That's what I'm using. It's called, on this one here, the color is called shad. If you look on Tackle Warehouse, they ought to send me a free pack, right? You'll see they have 2, 3, 4, 5 inch minnows. These are 2-inch. I use the 2s and the 3s. Look at there. See what I'm talking about? There's another one. And the only thing I'm doing, I know that beaver hut comes this way, is I'm throwing up on that beaver hut, reeling it back slowly, and bam, that's 4 casts, 4 crappie. And this is the last week of August. Okay, another thing, let me show you, and I've showed this guys on other videos. I'm using a little weed guard. These are made by B&M. All right, this is made by B&M. I buy them at Walmart. This little weedless head, that's a 1/32 ounce. Don't use any more weight than you have to. If I threw a 1/16 out there, bam, I'd be hung up in the beaver hut now. For the time I go to pull it, it'd be hung up in the beaver hut, because it's gonna go whing, right in the beaver hut. I want it to fall slowly. Then when I pull it like that once in a while, I make it go like this in the water. I'm letting it sink again, and I just pop it every once in a while, so it's going like this in the water. And then I reel the slack out, and I just pop a little bit. And then once I get one out here now, I'm going to stop and just let it sink. Because I know I'm out here in probably 8 or 9 feet. I don't want it on the bottom. I don't want it down inside that beaver hut. Okay, and I pop it again like that, and I'm just reeling real slow. All right, and once I get on out here, I make another cast. That's the first cast without a bite right there. All right, and I'll tell you why. My minnow's messed up. Look how crooked it is. Make sure all that's on there good and straight. Something might have pulled on it and I didn't feel it too, couldn't he? Okay. I found one a little bit bigger. Look at there, guys. Wow. Now, I'm going to tell you what I've been doing while y'all been resting. And I've been taking a break. Well, I've had the camera off, is what I'm saying, guys. I'm going to tell you what I've been doing. He's a fat one, too. My gosh. Now, he's not that big, guys. He's 9.5. But you've seen the rest of them I've been catching. They've been averaging 5 to 7 inches. Let's get him back in here. Now, guys, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different color swim baits on. This one's called Sexy Shad. It's got a little blue on it, a little chartreuse flake in it, kind of a clear. All right, and it's what my video's about today. On my videos, I'm trying to help people. If you don't crappie fish much, if you've never used these little minnows, what color am I going to buy? That's where I'm trying to help you today. We'll give you another thing that you can catch crappie on. If you're having trouble catching crappie, these will work. I promise you they will work. I'm showing you right now. That made crappie number 12. That's 12 I've cut off this spot, and I've been here about 15 minutes. Now, maybe 20 at the most, but I've been getting a bite almost every cast. I've probably had 2 casts without a bite. But a lot of times they're just bumping it. Bump, 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 bump. I call it soft mouthing it. They're just going up and grabbing it like this and letting go of it. They're just grabbing the tail of it and letting go of it. That's what they're doing. I'm going to show you at the end of the video the different colors. I'll probably do it at home in my studio at home because it's going to be too dark when I come off the water. But I'm going to lay these baits out because it's like 6:30 now and show you the difference in the color, and we'll talk about which one caught the most and which one didn't. But the biggest one so far came on this one. This is the first cast I made with it. That's the first cast I made with this Sexy Shad color. I caught the biggest crappie. I got something bigger this time. Yeah, actually he's bigger anyway. Still using the Sexy Shad. I've made about 4 or 5 casts with it. The reason I stayed with it, that was the biggest crappie I caught so far in that color. And this is going to be a decent one. Now, this color, look here. Again, I'll do a wrap up with you. Look at there. There's another nice crappie. Let me get him here where y'all can see him. Look at there. On that same color, the Sexy Shad Keitech. He's a nice little crappie. Now, I've caught my bigger crappie on the same color. Like I told you before, I got 4 different colors I'm using. One color I haven't caught a fish on. And 2 colors have been on the best. So, we're learning something here today. And y'all can see the watercolor. See how much this crappie swim off. The light ain't best because it's getting to be late. It's like 6. I left my house at 4:30. It must be 6 o'clock. I live about 30 minutes from here. You see him going? So you can see in the water how clear the water is. Okay? It's just got a light stain to it, guys. Just a light stain. That's from boat traffic, beating these old clay banks. I'm close to the boat ramp, and I was up here this morning bass fishing. On the not in this part of the lake, on the other part of the lake. I was up on the main channel, and there's been a lot of boat traffic today. So I thought I'd come back this evening, because I live on Gaston. Again, I'm on Kerr Lake. Gaston has so much traffic on a Saturday, it's hard to fish. This lake is 50,000 acres. Gaston's only 20,000, so there's 30 more thousand acres here to hide in. So that's why I came up here today, and I do that right often. It's because it's a bigger lake, and you don't even hear any boats running. On Gaston right now, there would be no place I could go there wouldn't be any boats. That's how bad it is, you know. I don't think this is a crappie. You ever seen a crappie jump 8-10 inches out of the water? Now here's the thing about these small swim baits, guys. They catch bass too. And they catch some big bass. I've caught 3-pounders on them. So he's just a small one. All right, that's that Sexy Shad color. Now I've moved, guys. I moved to another beaver hut. Y'all can see the trash up on the bank. Again, I found this one too, bass fishing. When I'm bass fishing and I run across something like this, I lock in the back of my mind where it's at. Then I get a chance to come back up here crappie fishing, I'll go hit it. So here I are. Here I are up here crappie fishing. Now I got this sexy shad minnow on, and that was the first cast with it. And I thought, gosh, I don't have the camera on, but like I said, I don't let it run all the time. I try to. Now here's the second cast. I just had a bite. He hit it again. And so I got one hitting it, and I'm working it slow, as y'all can see. Now when I said I was popping it hog, let me. He done pulled it. Let me say something. Watch this thing. See if y'all, because this is why I need another camera. Watch this thing in the water. So when I pop it like that's what I'm doing. See how he's acting? He's just doing this in the water, like he's injured or like he's a little scared. You ever watch a ball of shad? When the shad get close to the surface and the bass gets at them, they go, and they make all this noise and they jump and they go left, and they go right. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make him look like he's seen the crappie that's after him, and he's trying to get away from him. You know, like, hey, there's a, you know, like he's a little scared. If you just throw it out there and reel it straight back, you're going to catch some doing that. And sometimes that's all you need to do. Just throw it out there and reel it straight back. Another thing, there's another one right there. Live action. All right, he's not that big. He's a little fella. Once I got him to the top, he quit. He's a little one. Okay. Hey, in August, I'll take any of them. The water is 85 degrees, guys. I lied to you. The water is 86 degrees. 86 degrees, and I'm casting crappie off a beaver hut. Again, I'm sitting in 16 foot of water as I look at the depth finder. But what I was going to tell you, before that crappie messed up my story, you can throw it out there and reel it straight back. Next time, throw it out there, let it sink. Bounce it a couple times, let it sink. Do something different a few times in a row. Don't do the same thing every time and say, well, ain't no fish there. Do something different. Because sometimes you got to get a bite. Next thing, hit it at different angles. Hit it straight on. Go from the left to the right. Go to the other side. Sometimes the angle that you bring that bait across will make a difference. But if you're not throwing these little swim baits for crappie, you're messing out right there. And I'll tell you, you'll catch everything on them. You'll catch some perch. You'll catch warmouths. I caught a warmouth a while ago. I think that makes 17 crappie I've caught, guys. And I didn't put my boat in the water till after 5. And like I say, it's I just looked. It's 6:30. So, you know, give me time to move, travel. I haven't fished but maybe an hour and 15 minutes. All right, let's see if we can find another one. All right, guys. This is the next day. After I filmed this episode, it got dark on me. It's a little cloudy today, but this is the next day evening. It's about 5 o'clock. I'm just getting ready to go fishing here. I'm on Lake Gaston, actually. But I wanted to round up with you. I'm going to show you the difference now. This is a 4-inch minnow, and this is a 2. Now these are Keitechs. I'm going to show you. These are Keitechs. This one's called Electric Shad. I tried that one, but I'm going to show you the best couple of colors that was working the best. You know, I tried 4 or 5 different colors. This one's just called Silver Flash Minnow. He's got a little green on it. That was a good one. And this is a 2-inch now. Sexy Shad was the best color. The water was pretty clear, just a little stain to it. Now I'm going to show you that color in a 4-inch. This is a 4-inch. That's the Sexy Shad color. You can see it's got a little bit of a brown back. It's got some bright green, silver flake in it. And this is the 2-inch. The 2-inch has a little more blue to it. If y'all can see that on the camera or not. Look at the difference in the size, guys. This is a 4-inch. I use these for bass all the time. This is what I'm using for crappie. See? When I tell you it's a swim bait, it's a swim bait. It's the same thing, except it's 2 inches. How was I rigging them? I was rigging them, and I do this all the time, and I have seen, I told you yesterday, I watch YouTube a lot. I've been watching some this morning, different videos. I've never seen anybody do this. I'm sharing something with you that hadn't been out there, I don't think. I'm throwing them on a little weedless head. This one's made by B&M. It's got a little weed guard on it. As you've seen, even those little 5 and 6 inch fish can crush it. It's not hard to pull down. Leave it that length. If you shorten that thing, it makes it harder to pull down. Leaving it long gives it more leverage. So when they push down through their mouth, see, as soon as they close their mouth, look. As soon as they close their mouth, it goes down. I've got it bent to the side just a little bit. I don't have it in line with the hook. See what I'm saying? It's not in line with the hook. I got it bent to the side a little bit. All right. So try a couple colors. I got these at Tackle Warehouse. They have them. You don't need a bunch of colors. The minnow color, the shad color is fine if you want a minnow color. They have about 15 colors maybe in this size. The sexy shad is definitely a good color, maybe for stained water. So try a couple different colors. Get you some small jig heads, okay? And as you see, I have them in a lot of colors. So you even got Morning Dawn. I have them in a lot of colors. You just need a couple colors. They're $5 a bag for these, and I think it's 12 in a bag. Yes, it's 12 in a bag. And guys, y'all seen that yesterday. I think I lost 2. I caught 20 crappie, and I think I had the tails broke off of 2 out of those 20 crappie. So, and you could, hey, you could lose one in one bite. Some perch are the worst thing. If you feel that tick, 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 don't set the hook. When you set the hook, and the sun perch has this tail, when you set the hook, you jerk the tail off. When you feel that thump, that's a crappie. And when you pick up on it, you'll feel it. When you feel that thump, just tighten your line, you'll feel the crappie swimming with it. They're not going to let go of this. Once they bite down on it, they usually hold it pretty good. Now, they were nipping at the tail some, but once I switched colors and found the color they wanted, when they grabbed it, they held on to it. Once they bite this thing, it's got squid in it. It's got an odor. It kind of smells like fish when you fish. It's kind of like a pirate bait. It has about the same odor as a pirate bait. And hey, we've all used pirate baits. We know, excuse me, we know they're good. What I was using, this is a 6.5 foot. The other 2 rods were, the other rods I got a 7 foot. These are light action rods made for 2 to 8 pound test, 4 pound test line. I had 2 pound test on 2 of them. I had 2 with 2 and 2 with 4. The lighter line you use, guys, the better you're going to do. I hear guys on YouTube say, oh, I use 6 pound and 8 pound. And I heard a guy today say, well, you can get by with 8, 10 pound for crappie. Yes, you can. If you're somewhere and there's a lot of crappie, you can. But if you're somewhere and the crappie bite is tough, if you got clear water, the lighter line you use, the better off you're going to be. I love 2. I think 2 pound test is perfect for crappie. 4, to me, that's it, 2 and 4. 6 is a little heavy. The lighter the line, the more action you get from your bait. The line will actually drag your bait down and take the action from it. Now, if you're throwing a 1/16 ounce head, 6 pound line's fine, because you got a heavy head. I'm throwing this head right here is a 1/32 ounce. The white head I was throwing that I caught some on that had the sexy shad on, I didn't realize it until later in the day I was thinking about it. It was a 1/48, and I used down to a 1/64. Try throwing a 1/64 ounce head on 6 pound line. The lighter your line, the easier it is to cast a small weight. When you don't have much weight, you need light line. 2 pound line throws them greatly. I mean, you can just throw a little old jig, a good little ways with 2 pound line and a 7 foot light rod. And it makes the fight more fun when you have a light rod. Okay, I don't want to keep rattling on and make the video too long. Guys, thank y'all for watching Fishing Lake Country. I'm trying to help you become a better fisherman. I'm becoming a better fisherman because I'm out there thinking about what I'm doing more so I can explain it to you, if that makes sense. If you talk to any school teacher, they'll tell you sometimes they learn as much as the students. We'll see you next time on Fishing Lake Country.